Hi, everyone. I am excited to share with you the projects and committees area to help manage your meetings and the committees and everybody in it and streamline communication just to make it a little bit easier and cut down on a lot of emails. So each of you as a committee chair or a subcommittee lead will have permission to the respective project and committee that you lead. So what you're going to do, you are going to log in like you normally do. I hope this works. Yes. Okay. So when you get here to the member area, when you click on admin permissions, it's going to show you the project and committee admin administration. So that lets you know that you have member level access to be able to make the updates that we're going to talk about. So the first thing is to double check to make sure that you have that on your account. Now, in order to get straight to your committee, and if you have several committees, they will be listed here. You are going to click on the committee that you lead to take you to your committee page. Everybody's page is going to look like this. So the general overview is you will have the name of your committee. You should be signed up. If you want to opt out, you could do that, but you'll have the description of the committee, the contact. You will have the key elements and primary work. So it's the bullet points, the types of projects that you're looking at. A lot of this was pulled from committee committee member role descriptions. And if they weren't completed, I just kind of went based off of the general knowledge that I have, but you will be able to update this. And it also includes the time commitment down here, the dates and times. It should be whenever you are meeting, second Monday of the month. Here, this meeting link is where your Zoom link would go, and I will show you how to update that. And these meeting notes are connected. Each committee or subcommittee has a link to our SharePoint where all of the notes are taken and they're kept in one place and we can access them. So double check to make sure when you click on that link that you have access. If you don't, let me know. You can send an email to nicole.smith@volunteeralive.org. And we can try to make sure you get the access. But let's say you have a meeting or something that's coming up prior to then, and maybe you all like share your screen or you're taking notes. If you want to put like a Google Docs link in there for now, that's perfectly fine until we can make sure that we get you the access that you need. This is where it will link to any documents that you have that the committee uses often. And this is my favorite. I'm going to show you how to use this task to really help keep track of who is assigning, who has tasks, help with due dates, who's doing what, etc. And then message boards. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So this is the general overview of your page. So we're going to go through the admin permissions that you have. I'm actually going to start at the bottom. So here, update info. This is where you can update all that you saw on the previous page. So the contact name, email. Please do not uncheck these boxes. These boxes need to stay the same, and I'll explain a little bit why, but just keep those checked all the time. If you need to add details, you can do that here. This is the date and time where you can adjust that. Here are the links. Beware that you put the URL first and then the title. So this is where you update your meeting link, your Zoom link, your Google Meet, your BlueJeans, whatever Zoom link that you are using or Teams link, whatever. This is the one that goes. So it's perfect. So anytime somebody goes to this and they have this project and committee member on their member page, when they go in and they click projects and committee, this Zoom link will always be there. So you can send out reminder emails, but you won't have to because it will live here all the time. And then the same with the meeting notes. If you need a different link, if this one doesn't work for you in the meantime, you can put another link in there. Keep all of this the same. I'm going to ask that you don't make any changes to anything that is here. Um, this is important. If you have different projects or positions on your committee, like for instance, I'll just use marketing, like maybe they have somebody that's leading the annual report and somebody who's doing website updates and somebody who's doing the newsletter. You can list those positions here and then assign them to respective volunteers so everybody knows who is taking the lead on what project and who is doing what. So if you click continue, it will take you back here. And then what you will do, you will just click back on this button for information. So that's how you update all of this information here. Now this button here, that update content, this is respective to these links up here. These are links that you really want to be evergreen and stay all the time, people to access, like logging their hours, or if you have somebody on your committee, which I highly suggest. If you continue or looking at your committee's page or the pages that where your programs are on the website, and you find that there's a mistake or something needs to be updated, you need to add something to it, just click this link and it'll take you to the website update request form, and you can put that in there, and it will go to the team that is doing the website updates, and that will get taken care of. This you don't have access to update, but if there is something that you find that your committee is using all the time, day in, day out, all the time, and you want to get it added in here, just send me an email and I can get it added for you. And if it finds that it's something that's happening more often than not, we can figure out how to get access to you to be able to do that. Okay, update tasks. Ooh, I love this. So here, as you are assigning tasks out in the meeting, and let's say it's going to be, there's a new task, whatever it is that you want to do, you can click here and say add new task. You put in the task name. I'm just going to do test task. Put in here the description. So be very clear about what the instructions are. So, put what the task is. Put why the task is important. And put detailed instructions on how the task is accomplished. So that would be, maybe is it an Excel document with 4 tabs and, 6 columns and whatever, like, is it a Word document and you need, whatever, is it a PowerPoint? Should it be just whatever it is, so that the person receiving the task has all the instructions that they need. Maybe there's a document that they need to fill out. You could put a link to the document here, just all of those things, whatever they need in order to accomplish the task. Then you click in the due date. You should probably pick a day that hasn't already passed. And then you can mark it, the priority. Is it something that needs to get done right away? Is it medium? Is it just something that is ongoing and it's low priority, but we just need to make sure that somebody's watching it? Whatever, you can add that in here. And this is the part that I love. Here, you can assign it to whoever is on your committee. Whoever's in your committee, you can assign it to them. Now, with this, you can send an assignment email. And what will happen is when you click this, the person will get an email with all of this information detailed, including the due date, etc. So, if you're in the middle of the meeting and you're doing it, you may not necessarily have to do that, but somebody still might want the email so that they have track of it, of what they need to do by when, etc. So you can click this button. So then you hit save and continue. And you can see now it shows up on the task list. I guess I didn't put in a due date, or it didn't save it. So let me go back in here. I'm going to edit it. Let's use this one. low, save and continue. There we go. Now you can see it is assigned to me. It's open, meaning it hasn't been completed as yet. You have the date that it's due, the instructions for the task, and so on and so forth. Now, if you want to really, if it's like super, super important and you put that it is high priority, you will see the status here changes. And then you can sort by status. You can sort by who it's assigned to, by priority, however you need to do. And one of my favorite things is if it's all a priority, none of it's a priority, which is hilarious because all of these are high priority, but we were just doing a lot of testing. And then you can sort by due date. Now, when the task is done, you can come in here to mark complete. Whoever's doing the task can come in and mark complete, mark task is complete, and it falls off. So now we are looking at view all tasks. No, we're viewing all tasks open and completed. If you want to see just completed tasks, you can come here and you see that the task is completed. Now, the only thing about this is if it's a recurring task, like if it's something that you need to do monthly, you cannot set it up to do something recurring. But what you can do, it's very easy to copy. So you can just copy this here. Maybe I don't copy this one. I'll delete it, I promise. You can copy this, put the date, high, select an option, assign it to whoever, hit save and continue, and you will see that it's here. Now, the other thing that's really great about this, the fact that it's here, that it's unassigned. If you were the committee chair and you're preparing for the meeting, you're like, okay, we're going to need somebody to do this. We're going to need somebody to do this. This needs to get done. This needs to get done. You can go in ahead of time and add in all these tasks and leave them unassigned. And then during the meeting, if somebody raises their hand to do it, you can assign it to that person, and then it will show up here. They will get the email, and now that it's assigned. So it helps you to kind of plan ahead a little bit as well. And then this one we don't need, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Yes. Okay. So then this takes you back to project list instead of the project page, but that's okay. So we're just going to go back to the project list. You should still see your committee here. If it's not there, just type it up here and it will show up. Go back to information. And here is your menu of things that you have, your menu of permissions. So this is update files. So like I mentioned before, if you have a lot of files, maybe there's a PDF that you want everybody to review, or you found something that was really great and you wanted to add it in here, whatever that is, you can add a new file. So you can go in here, add new file, put that, put a description in, the due date, or well, not really the due date, it's just the date. It will default till today. You can choose a file. And so you can either choose the file, or you can put you can either upload the file or put the URL here, whichever, and you hit submit. And now you see my document is here. Where will it take me? Okay, yeah, so there you go. There's our document. And oh, that's a really good thing. I think I might add that to everybody's project page. Everybody knows where everything lives. So but here's your document. You can access it. Everybody who's in your committee is able to see this, access it, etc. So now you can go back to project page. So this I also love. I hope it populates properly. Quick email to group. So what happens is when you click on that, it will open up from your email and you can email everybody in the group. So if it said, hey, everybody, reminder, or I just added something to the documents, or does anybody, we have this, whatever it is, quick email. You don't have to pull up everybody's thing. You don't have to create a group in your email. It's just, this is where it is. So you can email everybody. What's important to know here is that because it's sent through this system and is sent from, if you're a committee chair and you do not have an alive email, and it's not going necessarily through the VEITH system, through the MemberLeap system, VEITH and MemberLeap are the same thing. So using the names interchangeably. It will not record it through the system that it was sent. However, just make sure that your name is on this list so you know for sure that it did go out and you can see everybody that's on the list so that you can get a copy of what was sent out as well. Because otherwise, because the system does not store a copy. So you as the committee chair can store this copy and put it somewhere safe so that you know that it was sent. Regarding sending the newsletter and broadcast email, these we're going to ask you not to use, not to touch. It's way too cumbersome, and there's really no need to use this, to use this system. If you want to create your own committee newsletter, I suggest doing it in Canva. Knock yourself out. Have a great time. Now, the member billing info, because you are the admin on this or the lead person on this, you're going to have access to the information for the people in your oh, I probably shouldn't share that. Oh, let me get off of there. Sorry. You're going to have access to the people in your committee. So please be very careful and don't do what I just did and share everybody's information. Just do your best to keep it to yourself, and be really careful about that because it we want to be careful with people's information. Lord help me on HR and policy committee. So the list of participants, this is really important. This is where you will go in. If you are the committee chair, there's really not really a good reason to have to go into member billing unless, let's say, you want to send somebody a gift or something like that. And that's where you can find their contact information, like their address and things. But there's really no reason to be in there. Also, maybe to help to double check to make sure that they are indeed a member, because you don't have to be a member to be a volunteer on a committee. So that's that's where you would go to find that type of information. Okay. So now the participant list, this part is important. So if you click on the participant list, here it will show everybody who is in your committee. If there is somebody that should be here that isn't here, you do a simple search for them and in the database, and then you select it, add to participant list, and here I am. I'm here a lot. I am super committed to this committee. So here you will see something that says all unpending, like, okay. So what will happen, this is where it helps with the volunteer engagement aspect. Your committee is going to be listed in the projects area under engagement. So members who are browsing and they're looking for ways to get engaged, they'll be like, oh, they see marketing committee or they see advocacy committee, and they're going to click on the button that says sign up. What will happen is you are going to get notified as the chair, you are going to get notified to say somebody is interested in your committee. When you get that email, you forward it to Nicole.Smith@volunteeralive.org or to Wendy, the secretary. Or if it just makes it easier, you can forward it to volunteer@volunteeralive.org. Either way, we will get it. And we will get them started on the onboarding process to make sure that they've attended the volunteer orientation, and then get them connected with you, make sure that they have a conversation before they're able to join the committee. After they go through the whole process and you've had a conversation with them and you're like, yes, they're a perfect fit, we want them to join, then you can come in here And if there's only one pending, you can just do unpenned all. But let's say you have 3 or 4 that are there that you're waiting to hear back from. Then you can come into the one that says pending and use the pencil and change them from pending to active and hit submit. And they will now have access, oh no, to the committee. I'm going to put her back. They will have access to the committee, and then it will show up on their committee homepage where it says My Committees. It will show up that they are a member, and when they click the link, they can come here as well. Now, you might see here where you see it says chair or policy or committee lead, committee co-lead here. So remember earlier when I was saying that you can go in and adjust the position list. Well, what you can do is you see if somebody's going to be the committee co-lead, you can click that here. But here where it says position and it says member, you go in and you can choose whatever that they're going to be taking the lead on and hit submit. And now it shows up here. So you see, I'm overseeing volunteer onboarding. So everybody is aware of who is working on what. So I'm going to go back to the project page. And then the last is the list of participants in detail. So here you have emails and phone numbers. So if you need to call somebody, if you need to get a hold of them, if you want to do a copy and paste into your email, you can copy and paste from here and do that. This is a way for you to get everybody's information. So if you need to text somebody really quick, and you don't, so, but you as an admin have access to this. All committee members don't see this. So if you get buy-in from your committee members and say, hey, do we want to share a roster? What you could do is export this as an Excel sheet, and then it could be posted here so that everybody can have access to that if necessary, if that's how people want to go and, in case, especially for phone numbers and things like that. But everybody will, be sharing emails back and forth. So that is the overview of the project and committee area. If you have any challenges, questions, let me know. Oh, I totally almost forgot. I almost forgot one more thing. Message boards. You all have a message board that is connected for you. If you choose that you want to use the message boards, you can add topics, people can talk back and forth, and it can work in such a way where people can opt in to get, a notification every time somebody answers something, or they don't have to, they just know that they can come back in and check the message board. And I love this, like you can do the daily digest where what it will do is at the end of the day, it will just send one email with all the chatter, with all the conversations from the day, so that you're not necessarily getting notified every time somebody does something, but it will just send you a rundown of what happened for the day. So you all can, in the committee lead SOP that each of you all are going to get that's going to accompany this, there is a training specifically for the message boards that you can follow along with and use if your committee decides that they want to use the message board. Okay, now I am done. And I hope that you find this helpful as you help to organize with your committees. And if you have any questions, just remember that I have Tech Tuesdays every week from 3:30 to 4:30 Eastern. So if you have any questions about how to access this, how to work this, maybe you don't have the access you're supposed to have, join me any Tuesday. I'm doing them every week. You can join and get your questions answered, and I can help walk you through to make sure you get the access and learn how to do all of these things. So thank you so much. And this is just another way that we're trying to help you thrive with Alive in 2025.